Hi all, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time since I posted a video, and this is going to be another movie review actually, and it's a legal movie review of a movie which I saw recently, which is called Sita Ramam, and this is there in many languages, and I saw in Hindi actually, and it's there. I think the original movie is made in Telugu or Tamil, I don't know, please correct me. And it's a very beautiful movie, and if you haven't watched that movie, then I would suggest you to stop watching this video, go and watch the movie and then come back and watch this, because there are a lot of spoilers, and it's a great movie. I don't want you to have spoilers with it, and it's a very clean movie which you can sit with your family and you can enjoy. And like I have a thing for like this timeless classics, and this is like one of them, I felt, and it has touched the right notes for the audience. Like there is patriotism, check, there's romance, check, and there is that doe-eyed soldier which is played by Dulquer Salman, check. So very nice. And also the choice of the whole movie is only made very nice. The cinematography is very nice. The choice of the clothes which is worn by people is very nice and very appealing to the eyes. The locations where it is shot is amazing, beautiful, and nice architecture, and the beauty of Kashmir is captured really nicely. Lot of positives. And music also. Music is very nice, and there's like one song which it really just, I was humming it in the morning when I woke up. It really, the tune is very catchy and very nice. Overall the movie is nicely made, but there are few things you know, right? So watching a movie with me is like that only. There are few things which I felt was not like correct conceptually, but they got many things right. So let's start with the things, positive things, and then move towards the negative. So the positive thing which they got right with the legal aspect is that first thing which is just right on top of my head is the Geneva Convention, which they talked about. Yes, Pakistan they have violated the Geneva norms a lot of times. They have not even signed the treaty. They don't care, basically. So yes. So what does Geneva Convention talk about? So Geneva Convention, basically, it's a very big rules, but I'm just going to talk about three main points which it covers. One is that it prohibits torture, and it prohibits the assaults on personal dignity, and also it prohibits the execution without judgment. Okay, so those are the three main things which it prohibits for all the persons of war, POWs, what they call. So who are POWs? It's basically the soldiers who are captured during the war. Okay, so why the Geneva Convention was signed? Let's understand that first. So many times when the people are fighting the wars, the soldiers they are not the decision makers, right? Somebody else is making the decision, but soldiers are fighting because that's their livelihood, and it's what they're just following the orders. They don't have any personal grudge or personal thing with the person whom they're fighting on. The other person is also a soldier, and this person is also a soldier. Basically they're just doing the job. Okay, so when they're caught on the job, then yes, personally attacking them, personally making them suffer through a lot of pain and torture doesn't make sense. Okay, somebody else is making the decision, somebody else is pulling the trigger, right? It's not them. It's not, they are not doing it on their own orders, they are following the orders. So then torturing them doesn't make sense. So India has been a great supporter with the Geneva Conventions. They are completely fair with the people whom they catch during, if there's a spy, or if there has been you know, if there were people who have been caught during the terrorism act. So all that, even if you see the Mumbai attacks, the guy who was caught, right, Kasab and somebody else, if you read about them, they were also treated very humanly till the end. Even the death was not like torture for them, you know. And there in that movie there's one dialogue where it says that if you're caught in Pakistan, your living becomes hell and death becomes heaven. So basically they torture you so much that you wish to get death soon, and that's the heaven for you, because living through the torture is a hell. Okay, so that's what they say, and in fact it's true. If you see a lot of if you read through histories, and if you read through, and they're not even publicized, right? Nobody knows what goes on because it doesn't come out. The information doesn't come out. So it's not just Pakistan. There are many countries who does that. Like for example, Syria, Libya, Palestine, Afghanistan, and Sudan. So many countries don't follow this Vienna Convention. It's not just Pakistan. Many people don't do it. And yes, it takes a lot of efforts, and soldiers know what they're getting into. But that doesn't undermine the sacrifice what they're doing. Okay, so just because I'm saying that they know what they're getting into, it doesn't mean that we are belittling their efforts. They're choosing to do so. You know, that's a biggest sacrifice. They have a family. They have right to live just like us, but they're choosing to do so, and they are really the heroes of our country. And that's what has been highlighted in this movie: the heroes of the country. But and then I'll get to the negative point later, like what are the things which they did not get right. Let's go with the positives. So that is what they got it right. And in that movie we can see that at the end Ram, the character, is tortured, and he is hanged without a trial. Okay, so that is something which is true, and they don't follow that. Even a person of wars are entitled for trial. They should not be hanged. They should not be executed without the trial, as per Vienna Convention. Then they have violated that. Pakistan has been violating that from many years. It's not a news. Okay, so that is one thing what they got right. And what they got right. Another thing is that the communal violence part, what they showed, that how exactly the Kashmiris started believing that the soldiers were the villains. It's because of these. The tactics what they showed is correct. If you have been following the newspapers and news channels, you would know that the pelting of the stones by Kashmiris, and that all this was triggered, and they were all triggered, and they were all guided, they were all misguided in the name of the religion. That's all very real. Okay, it's not a folk tale or anything like that. It is very real. That movie talks about real points. And then also there's like one aspect which they got it right. So many secret missions which many people don't know about. So they will say that it's off the record, right? Even if you go and do this thing and come back alive, tomorrow is another day. That's what they say. It's also very normal, very common, because they are guided by something called as Official Secrets Act. So because of which some of the secrets cannot be told to public. The real heroes who really fight the war, they will not get the credit. And you might feel like, what is newspaper even covering? Okay, so yes, we are living in two worlds, basically. One world where real things are happening which are not covered by the media. They're not even allowing, and there's a reason why. You might think that why they're not coming out open. Only recently with the Uri attack which happened, where the surgical strike was highlighted, that was the only thing which actually came out. But there has been many surgical strikes like this, many secret missions which has been carried out by the people, and they by the defense. They have done it, but it has not come out. Only now recently things are coming out slowly, stories and other things. But that's what it is. That's what is hard life. If you feel that that way, you should thank that how fortunate we are that we are living in a bubble where we don't know what other persons are doing, to what extent they are going to protect us. So that essence is captured very well in this movie. And that's I felt very happy when I see these kind of movies, especially with the patriotism, and with especially where the soldier's life is highlighted, soldier's emotions are highlighted. So another thing what really caught my eye, and which I felt very happy with this movie, is that the real emotions of Ram, a soldier, he's a human being. Okay, he has a right to love. He has a right to do so many things. He is just like us. Okay, he wants to experience all the things. What he also want to hold hands, right? In that movie, they have highlighted all those small things which is not really highlighted before in any other movie. Small things like the happiness he gets when he gets the letter. because he was an orphan and nobody was writing that, and he gets the letter and he is able to identify those emotions, those relations which many people don't know about, and all those things. And even they've highlighted many other movies also, soldier and army soldier oriented movies do cover it, but here the acting of the person who plays the role of Ram, Dulquer Salman, he has done very nicely, being the doe-eyed soldier and also the responsible man. He has basically two shades in this. Okay, so we get to see both of them. That is very nicely made. Many things they got spot on with the beautiful locales and beautiful things and all that. Everything was nice. Now let's come to the cons. Okay, very few, but I thought I'll clarify those. So one thing is that here in that movie they show that Ram, he goes and he tries to do things by himself, like when he finds out that there is going to be a fire in a Hindu village and he tries to protect. So it is all done for a cinematography and it's done for the effect. But in the real life, the soldiers cannot follow, cannot act without following the orders. They don't have the liberty to do and interfere on things many times, because that may trigger a war and that may trigger a few things which may not be which India may not want, basically. So they cannot act on personal things. And then one more thing which they got wrong is that when the civilians are coming with the food and they try to kill them. So first things first, that they got it wrong, because usually what happens is, even if they were not, like the civilians are not coming to the border or the army base, these people were in somewhere in the jungle, I think, and these people were just traveling. They can't shoot at sight on some people, because just without even giving them a warning or giving them a chance to identify themselves, there was no checking. And then these guys were like saying that the person who is in charge will say that I can't risk this many people being killed, because they just saw the sacks and they thought they're carrying the weapons. So that is something which Indian army or Indian this one, they usually do not do that unless we are in a really war zone. So they don't shoot any people who's coming. That is one thing which they got wrong. And second thing what they got wrong towards the end is conceptual wrong. So basically when Ram knows that her name is not Sita Mahalakshmi and her name is Noor Jahan, why did he address the letter to Sita Mahalakshmi? Because it's not going to reach to her. So initially I was thinking that he addressed to Sita Mahalakshmi because he did not know her true identity. Maybe it was just a slip by the script writer to understand. But I felt very surprised that towards the end he calls her Noor Jahan. So basically he knows that she's the princess who left everything for a soldier, right? So then he could have just addressed that letter to Noor Jahan so that it would have gone to the right person. When nobody is there called Sita Mahalakshmi in that Noor Jahan Mahal, then where will it go? Or maybe he thought that that will give a hint to her that he has written the letter or something. I don't know what was the ideology between that. It was not captured. But I just felt that 20 years was kind of like wasted for Sita Mahalakshmi or Noor Jahan here. If maybe if she had got that letter beforehand, maybe she would have moved on in her life or something like that. I don't know. It's just I mean, it's like in movies, yes, we tend to over dramatize things, and not like for us it's in the movie it's nothing, like 20 years is nothing. But I felt that if he knew that she's Noor Jahan, he could have just wrote the letter addressed to Noor Jahan so that it would have gone to the right person, is what I felt. And one more silly thing is that in a song actually he draws a butterfly on the lamp, that usually in olden days people were having that lanterns and there was like soot which is formed, and he draws that butterfly on it. The soot forms inside. It doesn't form outside. I don't know how that he drew a butterfly on above it. It's, I mean, conceptually wrong. I mean, it's minute thing, but see, that's what it is. observe all those things. That's why now you know why people don't like to watch movies with me, but that's what it is. So I felt like he was drawing outside and doesn't make sense. So yeah, here and there few conceptually there were like misses, but overall great movie, and amazing twists and turns, and it really grips the person, and it's a clean family movie where you can sit with your family and watch. So definitely take a look, and this is my review on that, and hopefully you enjoyed. And please, if you do enjoy, please put that in the comment box so that I can make more reviews like this. Until then, bye. Take care.